health-seeking humans. Today I wanted to go over how I'm currently managing my sulfur sensitivity, but before I get into that, I wanted to take a moment to really appreciate the beautifulness that is the fact that I have matched my eyeshadow to these fantastic earrings that I did not make because I'm not that talented. In a previous video, I talked about my sulfur sensitivity. Actually, I've talked about it in a lot of videos. And I didn't quite know why, how the sulfur sensitivity came on. And, you know, I first thought it was only due to the hydrogen sulfide SIBO. And once I dealt with the hydrogen sulfide SIBO, and I knew that I had gone into remission because the numbers came way, way down, and the sulfur sensitivity didn't go away. So I had to look to other avenues. So that's when I started really getting into epigenetics and nutrigenomics, and I started doing that with the help of my naturopath. And fair warning, I am not an expert on this, so if I make a mistake, please correct me in the comments below. I don't usually invite that, so take the opportunity. I got a whole panel of genes tested. So to put it very simply, these genes basically are the instructions telling the enzymes what to do. So many of you have probably heard of the MTHFR gene, and I would make the mother gene joke, but it's hackneyed and derivative. The MTHFR gene, you know, gets a lot of press, but it's just a star in a constellation of genes and enzymes. You get one copy, one allele, I think that's true, correct. From each parent, you could get a good one and a good one, you could get a good one and a bad one, or you can get a bad one and a bad one. So these are normal mutations that everyone has, and everyone has a different constellation of mutations. Oh my god, I keep saying constellation, and that makes me laugh so hard because a lot of people use these like genes as like oh well, it makes you like this and it makes you like that, and it kind of reminds me of astrology. It really takes the science out of it. It's not like a mood ring. Your SNPs are not a mood ring. Your CBS gene is not in retrograde, okay? You're not an MTHFR rising. So I think testing your SNPs, and I don't think I define that, but it stands for single nucleotide polymorphisms, and those are just the small, you know, little mutations. I think those are important. They don't tell you that for sure that gene right now is not functioning at its optimal state, quality, level, that's the word. But I do think it can help you zero in on things that might be a problem, and then you just try different supplements and nutrients to see if it helps your symptoms. With some of these things, I have felt markedly better. Back into how I'm managing my sulfur sensitivity. If you look at this chart, you see that there is homocysteine, and that goes down the CBS gene, and then you get to the trans-sulfuration pathway. And before I go any further, this chart, you got an x-axis and a y-axis, but really this thing is like is 3D, and it's like this. There, that's your I hit my elbow on the chair. That's because I have a homozygous SUOX gene. I hit my elbows on chairs.
That thing wants to fold in. Stop.
Stop it! So honing in on the trans-sulfuration pathway, we've got sulfites, alrighty? And then we have the SUOX gene, which stands for sulfite oxidase. And that ACE enzyme changes the sulfites and makes it into sulfates. And that is, that's good. The sulfites hanging around can lead to some uncomfortable symptoms. For me, those symptoms included actually bloating, painful sharp nerve pain, extreme postprandial or post-eating fatigue. So these enzymes can work better or worse dependent on nutrient deficiencies. And I do believe that the reason that all of this epigenetic stuff became so important for me in my case was because I was on literally 5 vegetables, and that's it. No fat, no meat, no other vegetables, no fruit, nuts, seeds, none of it. 5 vegetables, no grains, for a year. And how could that not make someone severely nutrient deficient? I said almost a year.
You said a year.
Okay, you said a year, I lied, it was 10 months. I'm a big effing liar. My SUOX gene is homozygous variant. It's double mutated, like Nickelback.
You might just have to live with it.
This is double mutated. This freaking shirt is double freaking mutated. I'm pissed. I think it was only like $10 at Target. So.
Could have been 13.
So we honed in on that and I started taking molybdenum. The brand of molybdenum that I take is from Biotics Research and it's called Mozayeni IV. They come in 150 microgram, not milligram, microgram tablets and I take around 6 of those a day. So that is 900.
Yes, it is.
Micrograms a day. You do have to be careful with molybdenum because a lot of molybdenum could lead to excess uric acid and I just had mine tested. So the molybdenum, it's a chewable tablet. I could be fatigued with body pain and bloating and I could chew half a tablet and within 15 minutes I'm passing gas and then my pain goes away and the fatigue lifts. So that was the first thing that we added in and then from there I could add in a little bit more sulfur into my diet. So the next thing I added was B12 in the form of hydroxycobalamin and I got it compounded in sterile water and that also helped with those symptoms, so the fatigue, bloating, and the sharp body pain. So after we added that, I was able to add a little bit more sulfur into my diet. Keep in mind, I'm still on a low sulfur diet. And we also added in B2, aka riboflavin, and she explained it to me that B2 is helpful in a lot of processes in the body and these metabolic pathways, and I don't know any more than that. Hi everyone, Editing Jake here. Since recording this video, I learned a bit more about B2 or riboflavin, and it's essential in converting homocysteine back into methionine, methylation, recycling glutathione. It's an antioxidant and so much more, but that will have to wait for another video. Oh, but one thing that has been helping me so much, and I do not know why more people aren't on this, is a supplement called calcium D-glucarate. Here's what's so amazing about it. A lot of things that people use for liver detoxification depends on sulfur. And so if you're sulfur sensitive, then that's going to be a problem. But calcium D-glucarate does help detoxify the liver through a different pathway called glucuronidation, as opposed to sulfation, which requires sulfur. Glutathione conjugation depends on glutathione, and glutathione is sulfuric. When I first started taking calcium D-glucarate, I actually had what I can only describe as a detox reaction. So after that, I plateaued and I tried a few other supplements and reacted to them. And then I kind of feel like I started to decline recently. And I have been feeling so utterly fatigued that it is incredibly depressing. You know, I've seen those memes online where it's like, if you're chronically ill, you only see me at my best. And like, right now, you only see me when I'm at my best, and most of the time I'm not like this, and especially recently I have been feeling so fatigued. I get fatigued after I have a bowel movement, I get fatigued when I'm hungry, and then I get fatigued after I've eaten, and then it'll clear, and then it all just starts over again. I do feel very privileged to have my hands back because I've been playing a lot of Candy Crush. That's one of the only things I can do when I'm this fatigued. I've always been like, who actually pays for like extra lives and like extra goodies like in Candy Crush for like $1 or like $5? I didn't do it, but I got to the point where I was like, now I gotten so low that I am about to give Candy Crush my credit card. I did not do it. I did not do it. I would tell you if I did it. I would. So 2 things serendipitously happened at the same time. I was reading more about these metabolic pathways, and I read something that said when the body is more healthy, it will take the homocysteine and recycle it back up into methionine, and methionine back down to homocysteine, and so forth. But when the body needs glutathione, it gets pushed down the CBS gene and down the trans-sulfuration pathway in the attempt of making glutathione. And in the process, it's creating a lot of sulfites, and it's really stressing that sulfite oxidase gene. So, and at the same time, I got testing back from Nutraval. What did come back was that I am pitifully low in glutathione, and you've probably heard what glutathione is, but just in case you haven't, it is a master antioxidant, and antioxidants help relieve oxidative stress. My worst area was oxidative stress, and my glutathione was one of the worst things on my test. And so it all clicked. Maybe I need glutathione. I first did 50 milligrams IV, and I did feel like I felt more energized that day and the next day and maybe even the following day. And then a week after I got the first infusion, I got 100 milligrams and I had the same sort of response. So then I didn't have another infusion for 2 weeks, and the past 2 weeks have been utter hell. I feel like I'm drowning. I didn't come up with this metaphor, but I did read this article by this woman, and she's dealt with depression her entire life, and she says she never feels like she's out of the water. When she feels good, she might be floating, but she's still in the water. And there's times when she's swimming, and there's times when she's drowning. And for the past 2 weeks, I've felt like I was drowning. And when you've been in the water for almost 3 years, you don't have a lot of reserves to doggy paddle and to keep your head above the water. Hopefully one day in the next couple of years, I'll be dry, but I want to get back to floating again. So I am floating today. That's why I'm dressed in this ridiculous cotton candy explosion unicorn circus on my face. Because today I got 150 milligrams of glutathione, and I got home and I was like, I feel back to my previous baseline. I feel like I haven't felt in 2 weeks. So I'm going to continue going up on the IV glutathione dosage. I'm going to get them more frequently. Editing Jake here with hindsight 2020 vision. I went a little bit too hard on the glutathione, and it's not that simple to just take glutathione. So I'm continuing to work on other nutrient deficiencies, but I'll leave it there for now. But I just want to say, like, never stop learning. When we're this sick and this complicated, we don't have enough time to Pipey. Okay, you can come up. Never stop learning. What did you learn today? You were like, oh, my butt smells like lamb. That's what I learned today. My doctors have helped me so much in, pointing me in the right direction and teaching me things, but I've done so much work outside of that to help get myself out of a pickle. Yes, all of this is incredibly overwhelming, but the longer you do it, the better you become at it, the more easily you pick things up, the more you understand. And I was talking with one of my doctors the other day. Getting better, he said, is not a recipe, it's a skill set. It is like learning a craft or studying a subject in school or learning a trade. That is what getting better is. And you've been thrown into the hardest job of your life, and you need to do the best job that you've ever done at anything. And you can't do that if you stop learning. And yes, you can stop if you're overwhelmed for that day or that week. You don't have to learn every moment of every day. You don't have to put that pressure on yourself. But when you can, you need to be studying this stuff like your life depends on it, because it does. And if you don't understand it, there's people in the Facebook groups you can ask to explain it to you. You can ask your doctor to explain it to you, and you'll get it. So never stop learning. It's been nice floating with ya, and I'll see you next time. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jake. You can support my channel by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, sharing this video wherever you can, and leaving a comment down below for engagement. I really want to make helping people navigate their chronic health journey my job through these edutainment videos, and there are a few ways you can help me do that. One way is by shopping my Bartonella Babe merch. 25% goes to the Bartonella Project at the North Carolina State University College of Veterinary Medicine. You can also shop my earrings, and that is in my Etsy store, and both of these links will be in the video description box below this video. And if you have the means to do so, you can consider donating to my channel directly through PayPal or Venmo, and the info for that is in the video description box as well. Bye, fellow health-seeking humans!